opening day 2022, heading out from the in-laws here in Hartford area and try to do the same game plan as I did for my first hunt last year. Hopefully we're just as successful. We're going to see what's going on at the apple orchard. It's got corn planted around it this year, but we're just going to go out, have a good time, get out in the woods. First time's always kind of a crapshoot of getting your gear together, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I'm going to get packed up. We got a quick walk through this corn, and by quick I mean it's probably going to be a little bit of a pain in the neck. And then I'll catch up to you when we're closer to the stand. Stand by. Alright guys, we're set up in the stand. It's 6:44. Haven't seen anything yet. Had some animals splash through the water about 30 minutes before shooting light. I could never make out what it was. It was kind of a cluster getting everything up in this tree. So we were missing a safety strap, and there was no base set here for the camera equipment. But we got her done right about shooting light. So we're going to stick in here and see what happens. I'll tell you one thing, if I didn't have this thermocell, I would be done already. Mosquitoes are horrible. This thing's a lifesaver. It's about 9:40, still no action. I saw a couple squirrels, but nothing really else to speak of besides that, so hang in here for probably about another hour and then we'll call it for the day. Alright, it's 10:30. That's gonna do it for me today. Probably won't get out again until maybe next weekend. Probably, most likely not until we go up by Zach's for the first trip. So the packing begins. What a frickin' mess. There's just crap everywhere. That's all gotta be washed, sorting through. Finally, I at least got the clothes that I need to take with sorted out. Oh, it's so much fun. Got like 900 things charging over here. Oh, it's great. Alright, hitting the road. September 29th. It's just past 3 o'clock. Zach's in the woods already. Timmy's up there. Let's rock and roll, boys. I don't know why I always have to do my opener from the car, but that's just the way things go. Friday morning, September 30th. First day of our trip up here. It's foggy. 37 degrees this morning. Seems pretty sweet. Saw 3 doe on the field while I was driving in. I'm going to sit in here and see what happens. Stay tuned. We got acorns raining down over here, so I'm hoping something feeds its way through. Gives me a nice shot. About 10 yards would be great. So try it. We got the recurve out. That's my goal this season, is to get one with the recurve, so hopefully we can make that happen on this trip. It's 8:30 now. About 45 minutes ago is when it really started. I ended up having 7 or more deer all around me. Kind of picking up on some scent. The ones that were upwind, they didn't really bust. There was one beautiful 10-point with a chocolate rack. That was probably about 80 yards away, but really cool to see. Definitely a shooter buck. But nothing worked in this way, and meanwhile I was fighting all the work that the coffee did this morning, so I didn't think I was going to make it. So I was actually one of the first times I was glad when the deer walked away, because I could climb down the tree and, use the outdoor facilities. So we're gonna hang out here for a while. Seems like there's a lot of deer around, and see what happens. I'm feeling pretty good about it. It's been a cool morning so far. Alright, it's 10:15. I had one 6-point work through, got some good film of it. It got to probably 35 yards. Pretty cool to watch. But I'm going to head back in. I got dinner tonight. I'm making squirrel jambalaya. So I just got to finish up some prep work for that so that we're ready to go come this evening. Once everyone gets back in from their evening sits. So we're not sitting around waiting to eat. So I've sat this stand for 2 or 3 years now, and I always see deer in the same location, back over behind my shoulder, about 60 yards away, and it's very close to the property line. But I'm going to walk over there and just take a look at it, because if it's not as close as I think, I need to set up a stand there. They walk through that area every single time. I see them there almost every day I sit out here. But from that spot, they don't usually filter over here. So, I'm going to check it out, see if there's anything I think we can work with. Otherwise, I don't know. We'll keep her loose for this evening. We're traveling. We're gonna kill the deer in both of our new hung stands. So we're gonna try America. Okay, we're almost back up to the spot that I talked about this morning. I'm gonna pick a tree, throw a stand up based on the little bit of scouting I did, and get everything set. I'll check back with you once that's up. It's about 3:30. Got the whole stand set up, ready to hunt. See what happens. I kind of really like the way I can see from here. I am close to the property line, but I know it just seems like one of those things where that's where the transition is. I think that naturally happens a lot. You got a fence line or a field edge or something. So I'm not trying to poach the neighbor's property, and I am on our property, but sometimes it feels a little bit too close. But we'll see what happens. Sit in here until dark, and who knows, with any luck, maybe we'll have something come past, or at least get a better idea of how they're moving up on this part of the ridge here. So get quiet and settle in. It's Saturday morning, just past 7. This is about when deer started filtering through yesterday. We're set up in the new stand that I put up yesterday afternoon. See what happens. We got Tony and Adam joined us up here now, so we got the whole party out. So should be fun. I haven't seen or heard any sign of a deer yet, but the squirrels and chipmunks are really, mucking around. eating and sit. It's just past 3 o'clock. Set up on the ground here. Hopefully we can make something happen. This seems like where the deer have been filtering out into this field to feed at night. So I'm hoping I can catch them right before they get out here. We got a wind that's just adjacent to this. It should be pretty perfect. Got a lot of the crossing trails within 20 yards, which is my bread and butter with this recurve. Hopefully something comes through and we can make a good shot on it. Got all painted up. I just don't like wearing a face mask when I'm shooting. I feel like it always affects my anchor point, so this will break me up a little bit from the ground. Here we go. Alright, just did a quick ground hunt this morning because I gotta go to church at 8:30, but I had a doe in at 20 yards about, but you can see my setup here. So she just saw something new and was really on edge, stomping, looking, and circled and moved over to the left to try to get a better view and still never figured it out, and eventually just kind of bounded off the other way. I don't know, I didn't feel comfortable taking a shot when she was that on edge with the recurve bow, but saw a couple other deer, including what looked like a nice buck down in the corner where I had my stand up last year, so maybe it's worth spending a little more time over here again in the afternoon. We'll have to see. I'll catch up with you later on.
Happened so quick. It was 100% everything sub 2 minutes from when I saw her to when I shot.
Was this right away?
It was 5:30.
So you want
5:25. So I was sitting, nothing. I was like, okay. Get my book out. I'm reading.
Yeah.
I hear something. I look up. I'm like, oh. I just like throw the book in the bag.
Oh, let me go back.
She's slowly walking down, but like at a decent pace.
Yeah.
And she's 30 yards when I first see her, and I'm like, coming straight at me. And I'm like, wait, okay,
yeah, I think you want to
stand up, grab the bow. She stops like right there, and I'm like, okay, well, I can't really shoot there, especially because she's not broadside, and she's kind of working her way to my right, which is going to be on the other side of that tree that's right there, and then there's an opening.
Yep.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So she starts again, and she kind of starts on a little trot, and I'm like,
So go to player 2.
so I turn,
Roll down.
and she kind of slows down, and I pull back. Merp.
I would make it
Right behind the shoulder. I feel like it was a good shot. Blood was
not hit that much.
squirting out.
Sure. There you go. You're good now.
And
I
then
can't believe how fucked up.
she took off, and I watched her, and a big brush pile. I feel like it was a big brush pile. It was a big giant crash. And then I didn't really hear a lot, but then I did see something
Keep going.
keep running. So it was either another deer or she kind of tripped, got up, and kept going. But
They used to be able to
not even sure if that lumen or the nocturnal works. So
I used to be able to
like it went on, but they were already being finicky.
To begin with yesterday,
We are tracking the doe I shot at 5:30. And I think I made a good shot, so hopefully it will be a quick track chop.
Alright, it's Monday morning, last day of our trip. Tony was able to harvest a beautiful doe last night, and this is our last hurrah for this time around. So, I haven't seen anything but a porcupine and some squirrels so far, but we're going to hang on until 10 o'clock, and then we'll get cleaning up, putting things away. We got a little bit more work to do around the property and get prepped for coming back up in November, so who knows? It's about 8 o'clock now. We got 2 more hours. We'll stay put. Usually the movement's a little bit later over here by my poplar stand anyway. So, hopefully. I don't know. Keep getting close, but not close enough. It's about 10 o'clock. Nothing presented itself, so I'm gonna pull the stand down and head back to camp. I saw 2 small deer about 120 yards at the edge of the field, and then I saw 2 deer that one was probably a year and a half and the other looked like a mature doe. I'm pretty sure they walked just about directly underneath the other stand that's on this hillside, so that's how it goes. You always will pick the wrong one if there's more than one, so what are you gonna do? We'll get wrapped up, and I think that'll do it for this trip. Don't hear anything from the other guys about being successful, so looks like just the 1 deer, but that's okay. Things have been funny. They're tearing down all the crops around here, so that doesn't exactly help this property, which has no food on it, when there's endless supplies of food laying on the ground everywhere else. Alright, we're into sweet November. Getting the last things packed up in the car. I'm gonna head up. It's a Thursday night here, and before too long we'll be in camp. Hopefully we can make something happen this time around. It's supposed to be some rain forecast tomorrow and Saturday, but we'll be up there through Monday evening, so we'll have enough good time to hunt, and hopefully we can see some deer. Here we go, baby. Back in the stand. Snuck in through the backside in the swamp. Got up here before shooting light, got all settled in, and right about 5 minutes after shooting light started, there was some chasing or seeking or something. Like a deer was rooting around looking for something about 50 yards up the hill from me. So I should be in a pretty good spot here. We got some rain that's going to be moving in about 11 o'clock today, but we're going to stick it out until then and see what we can do. About 9:20 now. The rain was chance to start around 9. It definitely was going to be raining by 11. Looks like it's definitely raining by 9. So I didn't really put on my rain gear today because it's only supposed to get worse throughout the whole day. So we thought we'd hit it hard right first thing in the morning, and then head back to the cabin, get some cooking done around there, and kind of make a game plan, see how things pan out for the evening. So Saw some deer right at first light there. There was something definitely rooting through the leaves. Sounded like a buck type movement, which is kind of like, is that arbitrary? I don't know, but it looked like, or sounded like it was kind of like sniffing around and doing little like C shapes and trying to find something. And then about 8:20, I think it was, there was a small, I believe it was a 6-point, but kind of like that forker style rack with 6 points on it. That worked through, sounded like the same area as where the one was this morning and where I could actually see now. It was about 70 yards away, I would say. So I think I'm going to give her till 9:30, just see if this cuts off at all, and then get everything packed up and head back. Go both ways on sitting in the rain. Is it ethical? Is it comfortable? Is it worth it even? Deer hunker down too? I don't know. So, catch up with you in a little bit. Probably want to head back to the bike. Well, it's been about 2 minutes, but part of me thinks that it's raining now. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Well, today it rained all day. So we just kind of hung out in the cabin, played some cards, played some video games, went to church. The rain cut off like right about dark, 7 o'clock, so we went out and split all the wood that we had to do this weekend. And tomorrow and Monday look clear and good conditions, a lot colder. So we're going to hit her hard first thing in the morning and see what happens. Hopefully we got some deer movement. They've been pretty much pinned down the last day and a half with the rain, so I would expect to see stuff moving. Hopefully, fingers crossed, make something happen in the morning. Well, good morning from the stand. Sunday here. That rain finally moved out. Everything is damp, quiet. Saw a lot of deer in the fields as I drove around. Wanted to come in the back way today to keep Tim's stand fresh. Unfortunately, the gate that I was told was unlocked was locked, so I added about 3/4 of a mile of a walk to get in here. But we made it right about shooting light, and we're all set up. Got everything packed to sit out here all day, so we'll see what happens. I mean, this time of year it can be 5 minutes, it could be 11 hours of nothing. Hopefully we get some deer down today. I got poor service here, so it'll be hard to know what's going on with the other guys, but either way, I'm sure they can get a hold of me if they need to, and I'll show you anything that happens to come by. Well, it's about 10 o'clock now. I still haven't seen or heard a deer yet this morning, but the other guys are having some pretty good action. Well, it's about 1:40. I still haven't seen a deer yet today, but sounds like the other guys are seeing deer. You know, this time of year it can happen in a flash, and if you're not in the action, you're in no action usually, so it's not too surprising. If I'm not seeing them, they are seeing them. But we'll stick it out here. Shooting ends right around 5 o'clock, I believe, tonight, so we'll give her till the bitter end, and then we have tomorrow, first half of the day to hunt really, and get cleaned up and head back home. So hopefully someone has a good enough chance that they can connect here, because it's been a pretty rough year for the Defiant crew so far. But like I said, that can all turn around in a moment. Alright, last hour and a half. That wind's really kicked up now. Still haven't seen the deer yet, but it sounds like they're starting to move around where the other guys are at, so maybe I'll have a chance yet tonight. Hopefully at least see something, otherwise that makes for a kind of a long day. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Gotta put in the hours. Alright, we got about 15 minutes left. Gonna run out of camera light soon. Still haven't seen anything, but I'll hang on these last couple minutes. If it's bright enough to film, I will. Otherwise, I'll catch you back at the Jeep, I think. Last morning, let's see if we can make her happen. Heading out to the creek because all those deer were on that field last night walking out. Was at least 20 doe on the main field in this property. So, gonna get somewhat close to that and see if we can't make it happen over there. There's be nice to see some deer while I'm in the stand. But we'll see. We're gonna send Timmy over to the hill, get 2 guys over there, hopefully drop the hammer. But otherwise, there's more trips to come.
Alright, it's the last morning. We're back here at the creek. I haven't sat here yet this year, but it's a beautiful area. I really love hunting back here. It's a steep draw down to the creek there. And then we've got quite a bit of elevation gain with some row pine on top. And on the bottom end of this, there's a few big oak trees dropping acorns. So deer like to filter through the back side of this on their way back from the fields in the morning because it's very secluded and it keeps them low and behind all this. So usually you get a couple, 2, 3 working through here. It's just a matter of if they come within range or not. So see what happens. Alright, it's 9:50 now. About 10 minutes ago, I had a big buck come over the hill. Heard it coming through the brush and the leaves. I did not have time to turn on either camera. I just grabbed my bow. Came into about 20 yards. I got drawn back. It stopped, but it was facing too angled towards me. So I waited. He moved a little bit, and he turned broadside and was getting ready to trot away again. So I murped him. And I got the pin on him and let her rip. It looked like the arrow stuck into his offside shoulder. It was kind of hard to tell. It happened pretty quick. Looked like the entrance was on the high side. But from the angle he was at, I don't think it could have stuck in the near side shoulder. So I could see the arrow sticking out of him as he ran away. And he made it to some brush that's only 60 yards away. You can't see a darn thing over there from here, so I'm shaking bad. We'll sit in the stand for a while. And then I don't know what the best play is. He went the direction that I need to go to get out of here.
Okay, we're back to the gate now. I'm getting picked up by Tony so I can sneak out the back door. We're gonna head back to the cabin and go track Zach's deer and then decide what's best to do with this one. It's gonna be probably a tough blood trail with that high entrance, no exit, but we'll do what we can do. Very long, but it's a nice deer.
Oh, you call Randy?
Let's go find that baby.
Let's let Nika find his deer. I don't know. What's actually.
What a terrible shot. Dude, we walked right by him. Pretty much. Perfect. God, dude. That's amazing. Oh, man. I don't think you could have shot that better.
Way to go, dude.
Hey, you got one. Good job, buddy.
He's got a little knobber.
Oh.
Cheers.
No problem. Stick that I saw.
That's
tank. Look at the body.
Okay, you want to know what's hilarious? We were all literally walked right
to the
by
red
it.
box. Yeah.
Yeah, we would have walked by
Where's the
it.
red box?
Go get your hands on
Oh,
him.
we were within 20 yards.
Yeah.
Dude, that's sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the neck on him.
He's dead.
Hey, put your wedding ring on that one. It counts.
He's got a little kicker. You see on the bottom? That's a drop time, buddy. He's got a little
Yeah,
stuff.
I think you went right.
Well, look at how deep it went, though. I mean,
I think it went through the scapula.
Yeah.
if you look at the
that's-
arrow, it's halfway red.
That's true.
Yeah, like he probably kicks him out. He probably tried to pull on it. That's probably.
Yeah, it's probably the only reason it didn't come out is because it went through the scapula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I
that'll
mean,
tear him up.
you'll see deer try to pull him out.
Dude.
Didn't go far at all.
80 yards, maybe max.
I heard him run, and then I couldn't hear anything.
Well, I mean, there's-
I didn't hear him go
Looks
down.
like it just fell.
Yeah. What's there to make noise on here?
You know?
This is soft. Yeah, it's not like all leaves. I like how your answer was, there was no way I wasn't moving.
Well, yeah, would you guys have passed that one?
Hell no. Would have sent her so quick.
Well, you got some meat now.
Yeah, that'll fill up the freezer.
Yeah.
I'd say, holy shit.
Chunky boy.
Swamp for that one. That's nice.
All right, we got her done. It's Monday, 4:40, heading back down. Got myself a nice buck. Looks like maybe a 3-year-old, 8-point buck. Beautiful deer. I couldn't be more happy. Shot was exactly where I thought it was. And it probably only ran about 70 yards if I had to guess. Maybe 80, I don't know, less than 100 for sure. So it was a pretty easy track job, and very, very happy and feel very blessed I got an opportunity. So we hit the road. It's about 3 hours back to Tony's. We'll get that guy hung up on the gambrel and take it from there.